wherever you are in the world. Guys, it's time for round number 5 here at Spain for the 7th season of SLR League Racing. Everything is looking really juicy at this stage for the race, and I hope you guys are excited just as much as I am. It doesn't look like we've got a full lobby just like last week. It seems that there's a little bit of a lack of interest at this stage, but no worry, you can still have a good race even with just 2 drivers. So I hope everybody is excited for today's race. We are racing around the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalonia, also the track that's going to be used for the 2020 pre-season testing. I'm not sure how long Catalonia has been the pre-season testing, but I'm very excited. I hope you are, and I think we are in for a cracking race here tonight. So wherever you are, good morning, good day, good evening, wherever you are in the world, I hope you will be enjoying this race here with us. Guys, I have actually asked for the championship standings, but nobody has sent me anything just yet. So we have got no championship standings at this stage, and you know what's the other thing? Actually, also, I hope the stream this week goes a lot smoother than last week. You guys know last week there was a little bit of a problem with people trying to hack into the lobby, and the lobby was just absolutely crazy. So yeah, we are actually at this stage going to be looking mainly at Jojo for this week. Jojo is on a roll with a triple streak. He has got 3 race victories under his belt at this stage, and he will be going for his 4th in a row here at Spain. So I'm sure we are going to be in for a cracking race here today. At this stage of the lobby, we've got Kavillian, Jacob, VTech, Gamer Mark, Craigleton, Mugen, Mohammed, Jojo, and Mimzilat, which is actually a very little amount of drivers. So yeah, I hope there's a few guys still joining. We are supposed to start at 9, that's why I started the stream, but there's no problem. Guys, let's talk a little bit about Spain. Okay, it's a very long main straight, but this track is more chassis and aerodynamic dependent than the other tracks, than most other tracks on the F1 calendar. Yes, you've got the very long home straight, but my personal opinion is you should be willing to offer up some straight line speed for downforce. I mean, just look at the first 3 corners. It's a 90-degree right-hander into a very next 90-degree left-hander that goes into a sweeping hairpin, which if you don't have enough aero on your car, the corner can't be taken flat out. It is possible to take that corner flat out if you've got the right line and you've got the right amount of downforce. Then heading to the end of sector 1, we've got another 90-degree hairpin. Well, actually 2. This track is very hairpin friendly now that I think about it. I've never actually realized that. But long story short, this track really is very downforce demanding. And when you look at it that way, there's a bigger reason to go for a downforce setup than to go for a straight line setup. I know the biggest place to pass obviously is on the straight, but if you are behind a driver that does not have DRS but you have, it is still not impossible to pass around here. For instance, my personal setup here at Spain, I run 8 wings, which is a very high downforce setup. It's actually just a little bit less than that I run at Hungary. So it is very, for me, it's a track that you can really offer up straight line speed. Also here at Catalonia, we've got a very tight final sector. The 3rd sector is really, you have to be on your game to make sure you get to the 3rd sector. Reason being, if you don't have let's say the right foot and the right input with your steering into the 3rd sector, you will lose a lot of time. That's the sector where you either gain a lot or lose a lot. So yeah, I think we're going to have a very interesting qualifying on our hands. I do not know of the drivers who really likes Spain, but in qualifying, definitely Kavillian, Gamer Mark, Mohammed and Jojo are going to be very strong in qualifying. But remember, there are no points for qualifying. The points are only awarded in the race. Guys, sorry for letting you guys wait for people to join. We are currently just quickly busy on Twitter and actually on our PS chat group to make sure that we try and get some of the other drivers to join. I don't know why the turnout is so minimal actually. I mean, the first week with Australia, we were like 16, 17, 18 drivers. The Bahrain GP I also heard was very full, and China was very full when I commented with NSX Bearer. Hey man, miss you. We need to commentate together again. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. So shout out to him. And yeah, then from the last race where we were at Baku, the turnout was not too big. At this stage, we've only got 9 drivers. But like I said, you don't need 20 drivers to have a good race. You only have to have about 2. One guy is slowly because then it's only basically hot lapping. But we will still have a race. At this stage, the only car that I see double is the Toro Rossos. So I don't know if these guys actually log a Constructors' Championship. If they do, this is a very good opportunity for Toro Rosso in the form of Jacob and VTech to take home some pretty solid points. So yeah, and this was something that I wanted to say now that I forgot. That is the life of being a man. I'm joking. I'm joking. But guys, I just saw on the message that actually the leader of the party, Cavillion, just says let's just go and get this race underway. One of the other drivers, you guys might have remember, Packagee, he said he's struggling to join the lobby. I don't know if you guys can actually see on your screen while I'm busy streaming, but you never know. So guys, as of now, we will be starting this race with only 9 drivers, but that is not the end of the world. We will see what we can get going for this race, and I'm sure it's still going to be a very, very fun Grand Prix indeed. So heading into this race, guys, I really think that there's drivers that I want to draw specific attention to. The first guy is definitely the guy that has been on a winning streak since Bahrain, and that is Jojo. He has been highly competitive and extremely consistent with massive amounts of pace. So please keep an eye on Jojo in the Haas car. I think we are going to have a very interesting race, to say the least about it, because Jojo has really been on a mission. Then looking at Gamer Mark, if you guys remember back to China, Gamer Mark started on pole and had an absolutely atrocious Grand Prix. So I think he really wants to rather start sooner than later. So keep an eye out for Gamer Mark. If he can have a good, consistent, not too hectic race, he will definitely be in for a good win here as well. A very underrated driver I'm also going to be looking at is Mohammed. He has always been consistent, always been there. He has just always had bad luck at the beginning of a race. So he has struggled actually to get himself onto, well, not onto the podium, but into a winning scenario. So I think we really have to keep an eye on Mohammed. He is actually the first driver out on track, so he is the first guy that wants to feel how this Spanish GP circuit feels. So while then we have Craigleton coming out of the pit lane. The one thing that's kind of nice with these little drivers, I can actually see with the dots on the mini-map which car comes out. Cavillion is now the next car out. So let's quickly get this broadcast settings fixed. Fastest lap, fastest lap details. We'll see what tires they are running. Telemetry definitely enabled. Lap data does not need to be enabled. And we've got our full track map enabled. So guys, the first guy that will be setting a lap time is Mohammed, and basically we have to look a little bit further down the grid. The Ferrari of Mugen is also exiting the pit lane, and back to my initial story, guys. The final guy we will be that I will be looking at specifically is Cavillion. Cavillion has had some really outstanding performances thus far, but just like Mohammed, he has had very bad starts. Not always his fault, but we will have to see what these guys can get going for themselves this race, well, this weekend here at Spain. So once again, guys, just a little quick note about myself. I am not a massive fan of Spain when you look at all the tracks on the F1 calendar, but I'm F1 crazy, so every single track on the F1 calendar I like in a certain way. But Spain is one of my favorite tracks. This is a track that really bites you in the rear if you make mistakes. And it's a track where consistency is the man. If you are not consistent here around Spain, it will bite you in the rear. So Spain is really a track where you have to what's the word I'm looking for? You really have to put your concentration cap on, because it is immensely easy to make mistakes around here, and it's immensely easy to completely throw a race away. So, actually our 2 Toro Rosso drivers are the 2 drivers still in the pit lane. Everybody else, our other 7 drivers, are out on track. For those of you guys that are a little bit disappointed with the amount of drivers we've got on track at this stage, don't worry. I'm absolutely sure that we will have a few drivers joining when the race commences. So, let's just see how that goes. As we go into the final sector here with Mohammed, keeping on board for the first person to set a lap here around Spain in qualifying. Now guys, Mohammed is running the hard tires. I think he's just feeling where the grip levels are, because the hard tires are really not a quality tire, but you never know, he might have something up his sleeve. And basically all these guys need to go on softs because they're all starting in the top 9, so they actually say they should all go on to mediums, because that's actually gonna give them a very good race strategy, and except if they want to go to the softs. But the softs weigh a massive amount here around Spain. As Cavillion goes faster than Mohammed, which we expected because he is on the medium compound tires. Where is Craigleton? He's also on the mediums. He stays third. He must have had a mistake on his lap, which I missed. Now let's go to the Williams driver of Wimsey lap. He will be the next driver to come across the line to finish his lap. He is actually on the soft compound tires, so he might go pole if this was a good lap. If it was a good lap, he will definitely go pole. So let's see, as he comes across the line, he opens up DRS. It's a 1 minute 21.2, so there was a mistake on that lap. Then we've got Jojo, who also set a lap, but he's on hard tires, and he must have made a mistake because a 1 minute 38 is not competitive at all, not even an F2. Then we've got Mugen, who just went P2 in the Ferrari on soft with a 1 minute 19.649. Oh, okay, don't worry, I just made a boo-boo. But in any case, Cavillion is at this stage leading qualifying. He is on provisional pole, but you guys know that that will change a few times in this quali session. Finally, we've got the 2 Toro Rossos out on track in the form of Jacob and VTEC. VTEC is just on his out lap, where Gamer Mark has not set a lap time yet. He is still in the pit lane. Well, he's back into the pit lane. We haven't even seen Gamer Mark on track yet. So I really think that this is going to be a very interesting race, to say the least about it, guys. And we are really in for a cracker. I don't know why. Usually the less cars there are on the lobby, usually the racing is so much more close because there's less room for accidents and stuff to go wrong. So I truly think we are in for a cracking race. Just because you see there are only 9 drivers racing, don't go off the stream. Trust me, stay on the stream. You will not be disappointed, I guarantee it. These SLR drivers really always put on a fantastic show, and if the previous races are anything to go by, we are in for a treat here today. As we are currently on the POV of VTEC, as he is coming around through the final chicane of this lap here at Spain. He mounts the curve very aggressively there. He is going to come out of the final corner. He is on the hard tires, so, well, according to my screen it's hard tires, but he is actually on, yes, it is the hard tires, okay. I don't know why the thing showed he was on soft tires, the little timing sheet, but it's not the end of the world. Now let's quickly go to Craigleton. He's also going through the final sector. Let's go a little bit on board with these guys. Let's go to the TV pod. I think Craigleton is coming for his in-lap. He's going very slowly, so let's jump onto Jacob. Just quickly, guys, Gamer Mark is exiting the pit lane on hard tires, so we will see what he will do. Now we are here. Ooh, that's a little bit the brakes here for VTEC, up for Jacob. And he is coming into the pit lane. So Craigleton is actually going for a lap, guys. So here is SLR Craigleton. Let's see what Craigleton can actually get done. I think this might be a very good lap. Let's actually quickly put up that lap delta time. Let's see what he does. Guys, I'm going to stay on board for this lap, so please enjoy. So you guys can see what these guys are able to do in these F1 2019 cars. Going into this next corner, very late onto the brakes. Third gear, fourth gear to get the contact, slowly onto the power, but slowly onto the power. But the quicker you can go full throttle, the better. But that's a corner where it's really easy to lose the rear end. Coming out of the next hairpin, now heading into this very fun chicane, one of the most fun chicanes on the F1 calendar. The thing about Spain is if you really get a lap, you get a good lap in there, you feel like a boss because it's just in that type of track, it rewards you for a good and consistent lap. Now heading to the end of the second sector, he does not go purple. I don't know if he went green. He's half a second slower than Villian, going through the second sector split. And now here is the sector that to me counts the most on this track, because a mistake in the third sector will completely ruin your lap. And there is very, very tight line there. Oh, I think that's a quarter cut. Yes, that is. He goes red, so that is a lap that will not count. And actually, Craigleton comes into the pit lane. So that is a little bit unfortunate. Now we head to Jojo. Jojo is not on an out lap, but he's still running around on the hard tires. He has actually gone third, which I completely missed, on the hard compound tire, faster than Mugen, who is on softs. So that's a very good lap, and I have to say, Jojo, love the new helmet design, dude. Hashtag love it. Mugen is also lining up for a lap on medium tires according to our visual seeing, but according to the timing sheet, it's softs. Cody's, please fix this little thing in the coding with the next game update, please. In any case, Jojo's into the pit lane, goes, oh, whoa, Mugen has lost it at the final corner, and he just literally put his foot out and ran into the barrier. Oh well, that set of medium tires can get scrapped, and now he has to go to the pit lane to replace his front wing. So yeah, that's a lap spoiled for Mugen. Now we have Mohammed starting a lap on hard tires, oh no, mediums. Guys, I'm going to go with the tires that I see on screen, that I physically see on the car. I think that is going to be the safest way. In any case, now heading through this next section, you guys will see it's a very fast section, the first sector of this track, and you really can lose a lot and gain a lot. But unlike the third sector, you either gain or you lose. The first sector you can play with your lines a bit. The third sector literally just has one line through there, and if you lose it, we've got something going wrong in sector 3 for Wimsilat. He has lost his front wing. Where did that happen? I did not know, but we are going back with Muhammad to see what he is going to do for this lap. I've got the sector splits on for the race. I'm going to turn that off, guys, because it's not really viable. The race is really hard to keep watching there and all that type of stuff, and that's a little part of the screen that is open there. So going into the third sector, actually Muhammad goes purple middle sector, so this might be a really quick lap time. He might even top Pavilion if he can get these final 4 corners correct. Heading into the third to last corner and the chicane, he mounts the curve on the inside, runs into the outside curve, and now flat out for this final corner. 6th gear, 7th gear, open up DRS as he comes across the line, and it will be P2. So he did, guys, look what I just said about that third sector. He lost 3/10 in that third sector. So Pavilion is still on provisional pole with a 1 minute 18.6. Muhammad is now P2 with a 1 minute 18.9. We've got Craigleton P3, 1 minute 19.1. Jojo P4, 1 minute 19.2. Mugen, 1 minute 19.6. P5, P6 is VTech, 122. Gabriel Marcus coming into the pit lane. He is at this stage P7 with a 1 minute 20.4. Wimsilat is at P8 with a 1 minute 20.4. And Jacob is at P9, who has yet to set a time. So there's really still a lot that can happen in this race, and while we are doing this, let's quickly disable, oh no, not the telemetry, let's disable the lap data. Yes. I hear a car revving up here in the pit lane. Who's it going to be? I think it's, oh, Muhammad is still out on track, and it is going to be Craigleton, who is coming out of his pit box, and Mugen actually. So guys, let's quickly see here. Now remember, there are 10 teams on the F1 grid. We've got Red Bull in the form of Pavilion. Oh, that's a little bit of coming out together between Wimsilat and Mugen there. But we've got a Red Bull, a Racing Point, a McLaren, a Haas, a Ferrari, 2 Toro Rossos, an Alfa, and a Williams. So of the 8 constructors in the 2019 F1 World Championship, we've only got 8. And the only car that is represented double is the 2 Toro Rossos in the form of VTech and Jacob. So just a little bit of an interesting thing to go over there. This is really going to be, if there is a Constructors Championship, yeah, this is going to be really interesting to see what happens in the Constructors, but I do not think we have a Constructors Championship, so we will see what is going to happen. In any case, so why the 2 cars are missing? It's the Renaults who are missing, and which other team? I'm thinking now, Mercedes. Yes, we have no Mercedes and no Renaults on the grid today, which to me is actually just very sad. I'm not gonna lie. Hopefully they join us when the race commences. We've got just under 6 minutes left here in qualifying, and let's go a little bit off the TV pod onto the broadcast once again as we are getting ready for Mugen to start a lap. Bro, don't spoil the lap on the final corner again. You can still get a lap done, go into the pit lane and strap on a fresh set of softs to do one more lap at the end of the session. Let's go, Boyki, let's go. Coming out of the final corner, will he overdo it? No, he doesn't. It's a very nice final corner. Opens up DRS and he will start a lap here at the circuit in Barcelona, Catalunya, a flying lap. He will come back to Mugen in just a second. The second guy to start a lap is Wimzilat. So he is now going down the home stretch. Then the next car is either VTEC, no, it's actually Jacob. So Jacob will be the next car to start a lap. So I will go back to Mugen. And let's actually go back to TV Pod because he goes purple first sector, guys. So that's purple first sector. Now let's go to Wimzilat. Let's see what he does going through the first sector split. Go around in the third corner, into the fourth corner. I do not see purple, so at this stage we're still going to stay with Mugen. That was really wide from Wimzilat there. That's VTEC. Here is Mugen going to the almost flat out. I don't know what. Let's quickly count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 corner here at the circuit of Barcelona, Catalunya. As Mugen goes purple middle sector as well, but he's very wide coming out of the head, but that's going to lose him about a tenth or 1 to 2 tenths of a second. He's got yellow flags. Oh, guys, I think Wimzilat is lagged out. Oh, he's out of the. Oh, guys, Wimzilat's out of the session. He has crashed out of the session. That's very disappointing for Wimzilat, so he will be starting P9 if Jacob does not beat his 1 minute 21. Rounding the final corner, Mugen is going to go second place. Nobody is still able to touch Cavilian. Cavilian has set an absolutely brilliant final sector. So Mugen has taken P2 in the Ferrari. So let's now see the next car on the track. It is actually not, no, it's not Jacob, it's VTEC, but VTEC's on an outlap. Guys, who's busy with their flying lap? Mama did the pit. Fravelton outlap. Gamer Mark's still in the pit lane. And Jacob is... I don't know what Jacob is doing. Where are you going, bro? Where's you going? That's the MotoGP side of things, of the track. I think he's trying to stay out of the rest of the guys' way. Guys, at this stage we've got 3.5 minutes left on the clock. So let's see, here's the first Toro Rosso driver starts his lap. It is in the form of VTEC. So I'm actually going to stay with them going through the splits, guys, because I want to see if these guys go purple in their sectors. That's going to make this qualifying experience much more interesting, to say the least about it. Okay, through the first sector split, what does VTEC? He does not go purple, so we'll come back to him. Now we go to Jojo, who is on the medium compound tires, going through the... Ooh, that's why, yep, it's red lap for Jojo, so that lap will be abandoned. Where's Craigleton? There's Craigleton. Craigleton going through the first sector split. He goes purple first sector, so we will definitely be keeping an eye on Craigleton. Back to VTEC, guys. Going to the almost... VTEC has backed off, if I'm not... Yep, VTEC has backed off, guys. VTEC has made a mistake somewhere, and he has backed off. So let's go to Craigleton. Oh, the guys, it's so hard with the F1 cars. Which car is the most beautiful car on the grid? It's between the McLaren, the Mercedes, and the Haas. I mean, come on. These cars are so freaking stunning. We will debate about that a little bit later on in the race. But back to qualifying. Actually, Craigleton does not set a purple middle sector. But let's see, go through the third sector. He can actually best Cavilian in the third sector because he is on soft tires. So if he can do it, he literally can. Now going through this final section of turns, rounding the final corner, will we have a new pole sitter? Craigleton crosses the line and it's going to be P. Yes, Craigleton takes pole away from Cavilian. That's a brilliant lap from Craigleton. He goes 1 minute 18.1, a full 5 seconds faster than Cavilian. So that is really well done from Craigleton. I don't think he's going to go for another lap. That's basically Craigleton's qualifying session. Oh, but yes, he retires from the session. So this is an outlap for Cavilian, outlap for Mugen, outlap for Mohammed. Jojo is currently on a lap, but he is on the medium tires, guys, so let's stay on board with him. He's got some traffic ahead of him. VTEC is going for another lap as well, so hopefully this gets VTEC a little bit further up the grid. This is going to be actually very interesting, to say the least, about it. But why is there yellow flag on the home straight? There's no reason for that. So guys, I think Craigleton has just really gone for a drink of water, and he is going to... Don't tell me Mohammed's out. Don't tell me Mohammed's out. Oh boy, thank goodness, he is not out. Okay, go back to VTEC. VTEC is going to round the final corner now. He gets a little bit of a tag slapper coming out of the second to last corner. Over the line, he will be going to P5. He tops Jojo, but on a lap. Let's stick here with Jojo, guys. He is right behind Pavilion, who's going to start his lap now. Going across the line, well, opening up DRS and going across the line. Jojo is going to go P1. He takes P1 away from Craigleton with 1 minute 17.7 on the medium tires. A stonking lap there from Jojo, and I think that is, Jojo deserves a tap on the back there. Brilliant lap there from Jojo. He is currently on provisional pole. Now we're going on board with Pavilion. Very, playing with almost a lap invalidation there. He is not the leader. Is it Jacob who's though? Jacob has decided not to set a time in this session, which is really strange, guys. I think he might have lagged out. That's only GTEC. So guys, the leading car we are looking at is definitely Pavilion. As qualifying is officially over and done with when it comes to the time, but it is not over and done with when it comes to the lap times. We are going to watch Pavilion as Pavilion invalidates his lap. No, dude. Man, that sucks a bit for you, bro. Man, and guys, he was on a fast lap. Now going to Mohammed, guys. Mohammed go purple middle sector. He does. I called that. Hashtag ding dong. He goes purple middle sector. Who is also on a lap? It is Mugen. Does he go purple middle sector? No, he does not. And then we're also looking at Gamer Mark is done for the session, guys. So Pavilion is done. Where's Mohammed? He is rounding, going through the final chicane. Now the final corner. Flat out going through here. He is going to open up DRS now, and he's going to come across the line to go P1. He steals P1 with 2/100th of a second away from Jojo. As now we look at Mugen, he is going to go P4. He bumps Pavilion down to P5, and guys, that's qualifying over and done with. That is your top 9. Mohammed with an absolutely brilliant lap time. Take P1 away from Jojo, but Mohammed is going to be on the back foot when it comes to strategy because he is on the soft tyres. So this has been an absolutely excellent qualifying session. Mohammed is P1, Jojo P2, Craigleton P3, Mugen P4, Pavilion P5, VTEC P6, Gamer Mark P7, and Jacob is Rusila P8, and Jacob is in P9. Let's hope we get more drivers added to the grid when the race commences, because that's really going to be very interesting. Guys, if it me or is actually game of Mohammed going for another lap time here? We will watch and see. Okay, let's go back to the broadcast setting when it comes to the drivers. Did he cross the line? No, he couldn't have crossed the line. He was behind Pavilion. There we go, guys. Qualifying is over and done with, and there is your pole sitter, Mohammed 13. We are in for a cracking Spanish Grand Prix. Guys, set top 9, not top 10. We've got Mohammed in P1 with Jojo P2, Craigleton P3, Mugen P4, Pavilion P5, VTEC P6, Gamer Mark P7, Wimzilat P8, and Jacobson P9. The pole lap time is a 1 minute 17.699, only 27/100th of a second quicker than Jojo with a 1 minute 17.726. And third place, it is SLR Craigleton in the McLaren with a 1 minute 18.168. We are truly in for a very cracking Grand Prix. I can't wait. Oh, water is a beautiful thing. Sorry guys for disappearing there for a few seconds. I just declared myself a drink of water. I'm actually going to leave my bottle open because then I don't have to get the cap off the whole time. Guys, are heading to the race. Like I said, guys, keep an eye on Jojo, keep an eye on Mohammed. Pavilion didn't have the best end to his qualifying there, so Pavilion has got some work to do. And then Gamer Mark is the fourth guy that I said we had to keep an eye on. Gamer Mark had an absolutely atrocious qualifying. So we will see what these guys can get going for themselves in the race. And if actually for pole, who is going to get the best launch off of the line? Is it going to be Mohammed or is it going to be Jojo? Mohammed is on the medium tire, so he will have less grip. But it's also going to depend on who heats their tires the best on the formation lap, guys, because that is what we are heading to first, the formation lap. And let's get everything going here. Broadcast. We will have to capture the leader. Can we do? Yeah, guys, let's do the intervals for today. We will stop to the leader times later on when we need it. Also, very important for today's race, guys, we will have to look at penalties because they will always play a very big role. We will go on to the timers. Gamer Mark and Jacob are actually going onto the hard compound tires. Wow, that's going to be very interesting to say the least. Telemetry enabled, lap data disabled. Guys, I prefer the full track map instead of the mini map. The mini map, yeah, it doesn't say enough, so we are going with the full track map. That is our settings to get this race going. And guys, I'm so excited. I'm like hyped. Please climb on the hype train with me, like seriously. Do this with me, because you will never be disappointed. And guys, once again, let's quickly just run through the top 9. I know I've said it already twice, but just for the guys that have joined the stream now, we've got Muhammad P1, Jojo P2, Craigleton P3, Mugen P4, Pavilion P5, VTech P6, Gamer Mark P7, P8 is Wimzilla, P9 Jacob, and it's Racing Point, Haas, McLaren, Ferrari, Red Bull, Toro Rosso, Alfa Romeo, Williams, Toro Rosso. Oh boy. This is going to be a crazy first set of quarters. I'm a little bit disappointed that some of the other drivers didn't join. But guys, like I said in the beginning of the stream, you do not have to have 20 drivers to make a race interesting. You can do it with 2 drivers. So, as these guys are rounding the they're already around the final corners. They're obviously lining up the cars to get the 5th round of the 7th season of SLR League Racing underway. This is going to be awesome, guys. We are going to stay on the pole set to Muhammad as we are almost heading to 5 red lights. Let's get this race coming. Guys, we are heading to 5 red lights. Come on, it always takes so long. There we go. 5 red lights, and it's go for the 5th round here at the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya for the 7th season, round 5. Oh my word, I'm trying to talk too much. Let's just skip that. In any case, heading into the first corner, guys. Jojo got a brilliant launch over the line, even on his medium tyres. He is going side by side with Muhammad heading through the first 2 corners. Jojo takes the lead away from Muhammad. As Craigleton in P3 stays P3, Mugen P4, Pavilion is still in P5. Mugen goes massively wide coming out of the 3rd corner hairpin. And now Pavilion is bouncing a move on Mugen heading into the next corner. It's very tight between them. Pavilion has got the inside for this hairpin. But Mugen has a massive tag slammer coming out of that hairpin. As we have a little bit of a lock-up from Craigleton there heading into the 4th corner hairpin. Now going further on down the grid. The grid has stayed quite the same except for Jacob, who has come from all the way from the back to go up into P7. Gamer Mark is down to P8 and Wimzilla is now P9. Guys, will Jojo be able to break away from Muhammad and Craigleton, who are on the soft tyres? Guys, for those of you guys that don't know, the soft tyres don't last nearly as long as the mediums or the hards around here. The soft tyres weigh immensely here around the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya. And for short, for the rest of the stream, I'm just going to say Catalunya. That's a massive tag slapper there from it's Craigleton there. So we can go onto the TV point view and let's go back to Muhammad, guys. As Muhammad is still in slipstream rates of Jojo, and he really has to make sure that he makes these soft tyres work for as long as he has them. But guys, if Jojo gets clean air and he starts to run away, the race might just be over. He is an extremely consistent driver, so let's see what Jojo can get going for himself here. But actually, Muhammad is actually taking a very good line through here as Jojo runs massively wide going through that 3rd corner hairpin. Now heading into the next part of the track. Let's see what these guys get going. That's a beautiful TV camera there into that 4th corner hairpin. I think Craigleton has backed off a bit, guys. I think Craigleton might be trying to save these tyres to maybe go onto a more conservative strategy. You never know. But Muhammad is still attacking with everything he's got to try and get onto the rear end of that Haas of Jojo. But so far, not really much changes in this grid, except Pavilion that passed Mugen. And there was a little bit of a scrap here between Gamer Mark and Jacob, as Gamer Mark is down. Well, up 1 position, back to the position where he started, and he has gotten past Jacob. Guys, remember these 2 drivers are on the hard compound of tyres, and they can basically do a one-stop from hards to mediums if they really have a good race. So don't forget about those 2 if they can have consistent pace as Wimzilla is off track, and he has just reset himself to track. So yeah, that's a little bit of a bad move there from Wimzilla. But Jojo crosses the line to finish lap 2, and he has now pulled the 1 second gap that he has needed from Muhammad. So Muhammad is out of DRS detection with SLR Craigleton and P3. But SLR Craigleton is going to be coming under massive pressure from Pavilion. Guys, honestly, if I was Muhammad and Craig Wilson, I will try to get off the soft compound tires as quickly as possible because of three things. They wear stupidly quick. Secondly, they overheat immensely easily, especially the left side of the car. The left front and the left rear overheat very easily if you are hard on your steering inputs. And thirdly, they're not a reliable tire. Because their lifespan, the reliability is not really good. So that's just my opinion. Jojo is now starting to pull away, guys. Is this going to be another dominating performance from Jojo? Drop it in the comments down below and tell me, do you think Jojo is going to take his 4th win in a row? By the way, in the previous stream, I said Jojo had 2 wins on the trot. It wasn't. He had 3 wins on the trot after the previous race at Baku. Hashtag my favorite circuit. And he is now going for a 4th race win in a row. But I'm sure if Muhammad, Craig Wilson and Camille, if anybody in this lobby has got anything to say about that, they will definitely not be going for that whole idea. Guys, now let's see, Muhammad and Craig Wilson are far apart, but Cavillion is going to have DRS and he is tucked up right underneath the gearbox of Craig Wilson. Heading on the main straight, the rimming of the Red Bull is wide open. Craig Wilson forcing Cavillion to go to the outside, but I think Cavillion's got the moves up even before they get to the corner, and my suspicions are correct. We have got Cavillion now in P3, chasing hard after Muhammad, and then eventually Jojo. Will Cavillion have the pace to go after Jojo? Because also Muhammad and SLR Craig Wilson are going to come into the pit lane really soon. And at this stage also Mugen is under pressure from VTEC. So we have to keep an eye on these two Toro Rosso drivers. Gabriel Mark is starting to pull away from Jacob. I think Jacob is just really going soft on these tires, guys. He wants to take these tires as long as possible. So Wimsilat has already basically been excluded from this race. Come on, Wimsilat, you can still get something going for yourself, my boy. Let's get going. Now heading back to our race leader. Oh boy, Jojo, dude, what do you eat in the mornings? What is your breakfast? Is it like a special type of steroid that we don't know of that makes you concentrate like an absolute epic person? I don't know, but dude, you are Captain Consistency for this series thus far. Okay, then we've got Muhammad P2, Craig Wilson, you numbnut, Cavillion in P3, Craig Wilson P4. Guys, the top 4 are really breaking away from the rest of the grid, and that's really weird to me because Mugen is also actually on the soft compound tires, but he is heavily under pressure from VTEC. As VTEC has got DRS, he has got to go for the move. He goes to the inside. Mugen actually tries to force a bit onto the grass there, but Mugen is very late and very good onto the brakes as he defends from VTEC at this stage. Gabriel Mark, Jacob and Wimsilat, along with our race leader Jojo, is in a world of their own, and they are just trying to stay consistent for as long as possible. Now heading into the rest of this little piece here, I actually want to see what is going to happen between Muhammad and Craig Wilson with Cavillion and Jojo, because I wonder if Jojo and Cavillion are going for the one-stop, guys, because as you guys see, they are on medium tires. So, oh, there's yellow flags in Sector 2 as something happened to somebody here. Doesn't look like it, though. Everybody is clean. So, that might have just been a little bit of a glitch in the game. So, yeah. Just another big sip of water, guys. Got to talk for a 50% race. That's low. I do not know how the F1 commentators do this. As guys, we've got our first pit of the race. Muhammad has decided 5 laps and the soft tires have got to go. Craig Wilson has stayed out, so that's really interesting to me. Is Mugen coming in? No, Mugen is staying out and he is under pressure from VTEC, guys. As we go to the battle, VTEC has got a beautiful drive coming out of the final corner clearly, and he takes the position away from Mugen. That's a very good move there indeed from Mugen. As for guys, Muhammad is going to emerge in P8 ahead of Wimsilat. Actually, Wimsilat has had a moment somewhere, guys, because he has broken his front wing. Wimsilat is really not having a race he would want to remember. So guys, we've got our first pit stop in the form of Muhammad. He has got onto a fresh set of medium tires. Bro, you gotta make them work. Don't hold back even a teeny tiny bit. You need to push, boy. You need to push. In any case, now let's quickly see. Let's go back to the leaders. Obviously, I don't think Jojo and Kevin are going to put anywhere anytime soon. They will put about lap 12 to 15, in my opinion, guys. So, ooh, that's a little bit of a. It looked like a wheelie on my screen there from Jojo. It's just the curves that haven't been rendered properly when you broadcast, guys. But in case you guys see, it looks like a little bit of a wheelie for the low cars. Kevin will start. Jojo will start. Kevin will start. Craigleton is coming into the pit lane, so that is very interesting. Will Mugen follow him in, guys? That is the question. Yes, Mugen does. So now let's see. Obviously, Muhammad is going to pass Mugen, but will Muhammad be past Craigleton? That is the big thing. Has Craigleton made an overcut work? Excuse me, that was a little bit of an inhaled burp there. That was really weird. In any case, so there is Craigleton in the pit lane. Thank you for the heady cam. And Muhammad will stay ahead of Craigleton. If I were Craigleton and Muhammad, I would actually try to work together. Reason being, if they can DRS each other every lap and keep each other going, they will make up a heck of a lot of time. But Mugen will emerge in P8, guys. And now it's a waiting game and a strategy game until the leader and Cavalian come into the pit lane. The question is, will Craigleton and Muhammad be... Ooh, guys, it's a moment there for Jacob. Jacob has got broken front wing. I've missed that. The man who has had to stay consistent along with Gamer Mark on the hard compound has now got a broken front wing and he will have to come into the pit lane. Dude, slow down. Half of your front wing missing. You can't go crazy. Slowly through the corners, make sure the car doesn't go off the track. You can't afford more damage. Your car's already, you've basically thrown away a win here today, bro. Come on, Jacob, relax. Guys, after that first sequence of pit stops, we've got Jojo leading the way from SLR Craigleton. SLR Cavalian in P2, VTech is down P3, Gamer Mark P4, Muhammad is in P5 trying to chase down the leaders, Craigleton P6, P7 is Jacob, who is going to come into the pit lane now, I'm sure, and he will be strapping on probably a second set of hards, or he will be going to mediums, because if he goes to softs, yeah, I'm really going to question his decision. That's what we see why Jacob goes on to. Mugen will take P7 from Jacob, and then Whimsy is obviously going to stay in P9. He is so far behind, it's not even funny. So let's go back to Jacob, guys. Jacob is, to me, it looks like he's strapping on the medium tires, and then that will mean that every single driver on the current grid is on mediums, except this man. Except this man. Guys, I've really got a feeling within me that Gamer Mark is playing a very solid strategy, and all he has to do is stay consistent. Keep an eye on Gamer Mark. I'm telling you a little secret. This guy, I can see he's a strategist, and with his previous races, even though it would drop for him, I know he has got some clever strategies under that helmet of his. So we will see what happens. Guys, at this stage, Jojo has got a 5-second lead over Cavalian, who is 7 seconds ahead of VTech, who is only just more than a second ahead of Gamer Mark. Gamer Mark is pushing like an absolute stamp rat. You can see that he is trying to chase down VTech to get into that DRS detection. He is just not there yet. He will get there pretty soon. As guys, Muhammad sets the fastest lap of the race thus far. Let's quickly see while we go on to the leader, if in the race director, if we have any penalties as of late. No penalties yet. Muhammad's got a warning for exceeding track limits. Gamer Mark has got one, and Cavalian, and okay, Muhammad's got 2. So guys, the next time Muhammad quarter cuts, he will have a penalty. So we are going to stay up to the low stuff as much as possible, because that is really important, to say the least about it. So yes. In any case, guys, furthermore, the race is really dipped down a bit at this stage. The battle is going to stay with this one with Gamer Mark and VTech, because Gamer Mark is really on a mission like I've never seen before. He's pushing this Alpha very hard, and when VTech makes a mistake in the final sector, guys, remember what I said in qualifying, this final sector, if you make a mistake, it bites you, and it bites you hard. It is now Toro Rosso, V Alpha, Honda power, V Ferrari power in the back of that Alpha. The rear flap opens up the rear wing of Gamer Mark's car. He goes to the inside. I just think VTech is just like, doesn't help my defenders. Let's just let him pass. It's an easy move for Gamer Marcus. Gamer Mark goes up into P3, and now they basically have to make sure that they stay far away from this man who is charging very hard. Guys, actually I want to go back to the race leader, because what is really making me curious is if when Jojo and Jojo Pavilion and the rest of the guys on the mediums who started on the medium, so basically just V10, when these guys are going to be coming into the pit lane, because we've got a yellow flag in sector 2. Did something happen to somebody? No. Mugen, dude, how are you 17 seconds behind Craigleton? Damn, dude, damn, you must have made, well, not just one mistake, you must have made a few. Like, seriously. In any case, so just my question is, when is Jojo, Pavilion and VT gonna come into the pit lane? Also actually Gamer Mark, but Gamer Mark is going immensely deep into this race, guys. I think Gamer Mark made a mistake. Yes, he has. Mark, don't overdrive, dude. Don't push too hard. You've just made a position at the start of this lap, and now you are already putting yourself on the back foot. Dude, the race is not lost. Buckle down as we end. Well, we are almost at the end of the first third of this race, guys. 33 laps in total. We have now started lap 11, and now Gamer Mark is going to start coming under pressure from Muhammad really quickly. Gamer Mark, that might just have cost you, yeah, quite a lot. So, yes, very good luck for you, my friend. Very good luck for you. Okay, guys, while we are actually watching and there's not much action going on except people spinning off now and then, I'm actually quickly just going to share the stream on my social media pages so that people can come watch and come watch a very interesting race. So let's quickly see here. Come watch intense. Come on. Intense action. Hashtag nail fighting. Okay, that is on. Now let's quickly share to Twitter. Let us tweet it, and then we are back to full-time commentating. Let's go, baby. In any case, guys, strategy is everything. Hashtag nail biting. Hashtag awesome. And what else can I say? Hashtag be here. Be here. Okay, guys, that has been tweeted. It is on my WhatsApp status. So now we will all see what's going on here. In any case, guys, on our race leader, nothing really happened now while I was busy going on crazy on my social medias. Pavilion, he is losing more and more time to Jojo. Guys, Jojo is just, he's proving to be in another league. He is really racing extremely good, and I want this guy's consistency for myself. I want his consistency because he is awesome. Like, seriously, he is awesome. Will Jojo be coming into the guys? This is where I guess the pit stops are going to start happening from lap 12. And what did I say? The end of lap 12, Jojo will dive into the pit lane as we have passed the 1/3 mark of the race, guys. Will Pavilion follow him? Yes, Pavilion will. And what about VTech, guys? Will VTech follow them into the pit lane? And the question is, how good have Muhammad and Craigleton done? As actually VTech is staying out. Very interesting. Gamer Mark is trying to catch back up to VTech. Okay, guys, let's see where Jojo emerges. He is starting to put the power down as he comes out of the pit lane. He is going to slot in just behind VTech. I think he didn't bang on VTech going this long into the race. Muhammad takes back his provisional P2. He is ahead of Pavilion, who just stayed ahead of Craigleton. And guys, as you guys see now, Jojo and Pavilion have got onto the hard tires. And oh, guys, there's a connection issue for VTech. Oh no, that is not good, guys. I think VTech has lagged out of the session. That is heartbreaking for VTech. Oh man, that sucks. That sucks bad. Oh well, guys, VTech is most probably out of this race, and Gamer Mark slots into P2 with 12 lap all the tires than Jojo and Pavilion. The question is, will Pavilion be able to stay ahead of Craigleton, who is on mediums, but they are older? You never know, you never know. There is Craigleton. He has got DRS at the stage. Craigleton, just stay with Cavalier until you guys get to the home straight. You have the power in the back of that McLaren to get past the Honda-powered Red Bull. You've got Renault power in the back of your McLaren. So guys, Jojo is still in the lead of this race. Damon Mark is P2. Will VT come to the pit lane now? Yes, he does. It's really weird that he has ghosted. I mean, it's really, really weird. Then guys, VT into the pit lane, guys. Mohammed is now into P3, chasing after Gamer Mark, who is on 5 laps and harder tyres. Cavalier inherits back P4, who is under pressure from Craigleton. Will Craigleton go for a Daniel Ricciardo type lunge? Yes, he does, into the first corner. Beautiful move there from Craigleton, as that just puts Cavalier back down into P4. Guys, remember, Gamer Mark is out of sequence. So basically you have to watch the grid at the stage like as if it's 1, 3, 4, 5. That is actually your top 4. VTech is now out of the pit lane, and he has actually jumped Hugo. Dude. Where's your pace, bro? Seriously. Jacob is still in a race of his own after his mistake, guys. He's just racing. And now Websy is actually, he's down. No, is he actually down 1 lap, or is he pulled back up? I think he might be down 1 lap by everybody. Let's quickly see. Yep, guys, he's down a full lap by the whole grid. That's just sad. That's seriously sad. Okay. Everybody has made one stop. Okay, he said Websy that. He has made 2 stops. He's just driving for fun. He knows the race is lost. So let's go to the start there. Jojo's going to start lap 15, so the race is near its halfway point. He sets the fastest lap of the race for the 1 minute 1.0. Then Mark is still in lead with Mohammed, who is now within DRS detection, chasing down General Mark. I think we're going to see him move the very next lap. Craigleton is now under pressure from Cavalier. Cavalier goes for a move on the outside of Craigleton. Guys, Craigleton and Mohammed are going to be charging hard. As Craigleton leaves Cavalier, no whatsoever. Okay, jeez Louise, Craigleton, dude. Calm it down, bro, calm it down. Where do we have a yellow flag? It's for one of the Toros. It is Jacob. Guys, Jacob, dude, man, what is it with these mistakes? Oh, my soul, has he broken his front wing? That's what you see. Broadcast, yes he has. So that is another pit stop coming in for Jacob. I'm just not rather not going to say anything about that. Let's quickly see. Mohammed is going to be pressuring Gamer Mark now at the end of this next lap, and we've got 2 battles: Gamer Mark v Mohammed, Craigleton v Cavalier. That actually sounds cool when you say it. Craigleton v Cavalier. Jawohl. Oh my word. Guys, let's actually see what happens here. First, let's go to Gamer Mark and Mohammed. I think Mohammed's actually going to have a very easy move here on Craigleton. As actually Mohammed just, I think he caught a cut there, but yeah, I'm rather not going to say anything. There's no penalty that has arrived on my screen just yet. So Mohammed is going to have an easy move done here on Gamer Mark. And that is Mohammed now into P2. As Cavalier is now pressuring Craigleton. He wants to get his fourth to go to the outside, and that is a very beautiful move done from SLR Cavalier, and he slots himself back up into P3 actually, but at this stage of the race P4. Guys, it's going to be very interesting to see how deep Gamer Mark goes on his hard compound tires, because I honestly think he's got to go to like lap 20, 21, 22 and then strap on a fresh set of medium, and he is going to be on one hell of a charge. He just has to make sure he makes absolutely no mistakes. So actually Mohammed's going to pull away more than a second, definitely by the end of the lap, especially in sector 3. And I don't think, well, Craigleton has got DRS on this next straight. So maybe, just maybe, Craigleton will get something done. Guys, we'll stay with Craigleton until we are past the home straight, and I'm going to check the penalties again, because I think we do have a few penalties which I just missed to announce. So, guys, this beautiful McLaren. Guys, please drop it down in the comments below. Which is the most beautiful car to you of the F1 2019 cars? Drop it down in the comments below. For me, it's between the McLaren, the Haas, and the Mercedes. But if I have to pick one, I think it has to be the McLaren. It's really just an absolutely beautiful car. It's a gorgeous car. That papaya orange with the blue, it just works. It works. And guys, unfortunately, Cavalier got DRS from the Toro Rosso, the lapped Toro Rosso of Jacob. So that's no, that's actually it is the Landstor also of Jacob. I think who has just retired from the session is just going to let the AI drive for him, which is a little bit sad. But it's that's racing. That's racing, and I think now Kavili will definitely start to pull away. As Gamer Mark is actually really putting Muhammad under pressure, guys. I think Muhammad's stars are now starting to wear, and Mark is just like, yeah, I knew this was going to happen, now I'm coming back into this race. But guys, let's quickly look at the penalties, if there's anything else. Oh no, what am I doing? Race director, okie dokie. There's a lot more now. Okay, we've got a 3-second penalty for Muhammad, so he has got 3 seconds added to his time come the end of the race, and the rest are all warnings. Wow. Okay, so we've got 1 penalty at this stage. Guys, if we end this whole race with 1 penalty, in comparison to the last race, oh my gosh, it'll be a new world record, I swear. Oh my goodness. Back to the action. Will Gamer Mark get anything done here on Muhammad? Let's quickly see as we go over 300 kilometers an hour. We select 80 at 390 kilometers an hour, 321 kilometers an hour top in there, but he is just not close enough to Gamer Mark at this stage. And Craigleton is doing a good job to hang on to Pavilion, but it's not enough to stay with, to get past Pavilion is what I wanted to say. The question now is, when is Muhammad and Craigleton coming back into the pits to see if they actually can chase down the rest of this grid? I think Jojo has got this in the bag, guys, to be quite honest. Jojo is really driving an absolutely fantastic race, and he has really just kept the consistency, not over driving, just calming it down and taking a stroll, basically a very passive stroll. Let's quickly see actually who's got the fastest lap at this stage. It is Jojo. He is the only car within the 1 minute 20s. That fast. That's very fast, especially considering he's on the hard compound tires. Damn. Cavalier, no wonder you're struggling to stay with this man. He is on a mission. Okay, back to the action. La 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 la. Okay, Jojo crosses the line to start lap 19. Guys, we are now past the halfway point. Muhammad is still under pressure from Gamer Mark, as Gamer Mark once again opens the DRS. Is he close enough to Muhammad? I do not think he is. He just doesn't have the grip yet that Muhammad has in the third sector, but he is really close as they head into the first few corners, as Capillion is still under pressure from Craigleton. So of the top 5, second to 5th is battling. VTech is in a race of his own. It looks like he's actually got connection back. Mugen is, I don't know what happened to Mugen. He's probably trying to chase down VTech, but his tires are shot. Then you've got Jacob also in a race of his own, as well as Whimsyland, who is just having a nice stroll, having fun, going nuts. So yeah. Now, we've got Jojo still. Oh, that's just, it's so weird when the cars bounce like that over the curbs. I mean, seriously. Serious. In any case. Okay, Gamer Mark is really close, guys. He's gonna go for the late lunge on Muhammad. He thought about it. And Craigleton, oh, as we've really got somebody losing it there in the background. But Craigleton doesn't think about it. Guys, Gamer Mark is really on a roll today. Despite that one mistake, he's really driving absolutely excellent in this Alfa Romeo. Now heading to the final sequence of corners. Now through the, oh guys, that has just thrown stuff now into a very interesting form. As Muhammad is into the pit lane, let's see what he goes for. I think it will be a second set of medium tires, I'm almost absolutely sure. Craig stays out another lap, so he's going to have 1 lap fresh mediums. Ooh, guys, Muhammad is going on to hard tires. Very interesting. Why is the question? Because the mediums will easily go to the end now, and they are so much faster. Maybe they didn't have any mediums left. Then what do I know? What do I know? Okay, let's quickly see here. Okay. Jojo is definitely going to the end along with Cavalier. But guys, also the question is, when is Gamer Mark quitting? I think for safety reasons he should come in as early as possible and strap on mediums, because that will make sure that he will actually be able to catch Muhammad and go for the race win. Well, we'll go for a podium at least. Because I don't think he's going to be able to catch Cavalier, but he will be able to catch Craigleton and Muhammad, definitely. He will definitely be able to catch them. So, Jojo is obviously not coming into the pit lane. Let's just, yep, he's past the pit lane entry. Here is Gamer Mark. Well, yes, Gamer Mark is into the pit lane, guys. Now let's see, Cavalier is going to stay out. Will Craigleton do the same? No, he does not. He is still staying with Cavalier. Very, very interesting to say the least. Okay, guys, what does Gamer Mark strap onto his car? That is the big question. Yep, there comes the medium tires. Out of the pit lane, where is Muhammad? He is coming, he is around the final corner. He will take back the position from Gamer Mark, but now Gamer Mark is going to be on a heck of a charge. So Muhammad's got a very hard race ahead, to end off. These races are going to end off with a lot of pressure coming from that Alpha. And now, guys, we're waiting for Craigleton to pit. When is Craigleton coming into the pit lane? That is my question. Because he's obviously not going to jump Muhammad or Gamer Mark, but he needs to try and chase down with them. So this is going to be very interesting. I actually would like to see how much time Muhammad takes out of Cavalier and Jojo now that he's on fresher hard tires. Because that is going to be a very interesting thing to see. We might actually... Where is that thing now? Yes. Let us see. Maybe you guys never know. Maybe Muhammad takes the fastest lap and that's one extra point for him. For the championship, you never know. That one extra point can pay dividends come the end of the season. Remember that. Remember that. Now Craigleton, you're coming to pit, and yes, he finally has to cease, guys. He has to come into the pit lane. Oh, guys, there's something. Muhammad is off. Muhammad is off. Oh my word, what happened there? No, Muhammad. Why? What did you do? What did you do? Oy vey. Yeah, guys, that just happened. And Muhammad has just thrown away his race. Ah, dude! My money was on you to win this thing after qualifying. You are letting me down. Bad Muhammad. Oh my word. Oh, guys, this sucks. He now goes on to a set of medium tires, thank goodness. But guys, that was going to be about, can Gamer Mark, with the 11 laps that is left, chase down the 15-second gap he's got to Cavalier? That is the question. Craigleton now inherits P4 with VTEC in P5. So, guys, also Craigleton is going to come charging hard. But he is 20 seconds behind Cavalier. So, it's really going to be just who is going to have the best possible run. As I think Mimsilat may have just gone off the track, I don't know. Guys, I'm not even looking at Mimsilat, seriously, there's no point. Yeah, Jacob is also in a world of his own on those hard tires. He's just basically driving to the end by trying to get this race done as quickly as possible. Newgate is in a world of his own in P7. Muhammad, dude, man, I don't even know what to say, man. I don't even know what to say. Oh, I'm speechless. He might be able to catch... No, he won't be able to catch VTEC. That's 22 seconds. Guys, Muhammad's finishing P6. And if he does not bridge a gap to Newgate of more than 3 seconds, he will end up P7. And he started on pole. Yes, you heard me correct. He started on pole, for those of you new leaders that have just joined. So guys, basically, this is going to be about how much time can Gamer Mark and Craigleton take out of Cavalier. Because there's no way they're catching Jojo. It's got to be about chasing down Cavalier. So let's see if the one stop or the two stop was the way to go. Clearly for Jojo it was the one stop. But will the one stop be efficient for Cavalier? That is the very, very intriguing question. As Jacob is a lap car in between here, yes. Guys, Cavalier, oh my soul, is far ahead. Gamer Mark is really going to have to push like an absolute stab rat. Because I can guarantee you guys that Cavalier is doing the same. It's going to be about who makes the minimum amount of mistakes and who has the most consistent race from here on out. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay. Let's see. Cavalier 14.1 seconds ahead of Gamer Mark. As they cross the line, that thing will update again. No, he's 14.1 seconds behind Jojo. Gamer Mark, you're not catching quick enough, bro. You literally have to take out a second a lap, which he is not doing. How does Cavalier have this pace on those worn hards? Oh my gosh. Cavalier. Dude! Get in there, lad. Get in there. Craigleton is in P4. Craigleton, can you get something done by any chance? But the thing is, you have to get past Gamer Mark. Damn. Yeah, also not these guys, I don't want to be a doom prophet, but I think we've got our race finished. I think if the race finished now, it wouldn't be any different from how the race is going to finish in any case. Mohammed just has the fastest lap, so that's a little bit of a hidden blessing in disguise. So you might have fastest lap, which we can see. Fastest lap, there we go. Yeah, popping at 20.5, not much faster than Jojo, but it's still that one extra point for him in the championship. Ugh, dude, you had to yourself. I'm just not gonna look at you. You disgust me. I'm joking. Guys, everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has those days. And, guys, driving these F1 cars actually, it's much harder than you guys think, as we've got your yellow flags in sector 3. Who was that? This freaking yellow flag warning is here to take the hell out of me. Come on, man, come on. But, driving these F1 cars consistently for a long period of time is really hard, guys. Remember, these are the top cars of motorsport. They are not easy to drive. No traction control, no ABS, none of that fancy stuff. You really have to be on point. At least I know what everybody's going to say in the comments, but it's a game. You can turn on ABS, you can turn on traction control. Guys, I guarantee that these guys are running without traction control, first of all. And you guys saw in the beginning of the race, Muhammad locked up. Most of these guys are running without ABS. And you've got 1,000 horsepower under your right foot. So, you know, it's kind of a problem. It's kind of a hard thing to drive this car. It can really quickly become a problem. A big problem. So, I'm just saying. But guys, actually, those of you guys that want to, please drop in the comments down below who is your driver of the day. I will actually go into the comments after this and see who is going for driver of the day. Actually, let's check my phone the comments that we have so far. Hey Rainer! Hey bud! How are things going for you, buddy? I hope things are going good in Poch. I don't know if he's online anymore, if he's super busy watching still. But sweet. Fat, those comments were like just past 9 o'clock. So sweet. There's not really much comments today in the chat, but it's not the end of the world. So hopefully you guys are enjoying my commentating at this stage, because I'm not gonna lie, I am enjoying it. I really hoped we would have had a more action-packed race, but everything does not always work out. Guys, quickly excuse me. I'm just quickly gonna take off my headset because my hair is bothering me. Give me 2 seconds. Sorry about that. That is the burden of having long hair. For those of you guys that don't know, I have got long hair. Also, another fast lap from Muhammad. Very impressive, 1 minute 20.4. Very good race pace. Just if you haven't made a mistake, you numbnut. In any case, guys, here we have our leader. We have got 7 laps to go of the Spanish Grand Prix, and there's a little bit of a wheelie coming out of the last corner, but that's just the guys that really, these cars really can't wheelie in real life. It is basically impossible to make an F1 car wheelie. Actually, if you think about it, that would be very cool. Those of you guys that have got a vibrant imagination, how cool would it be if you can make an F1 car wheelie like a drag car? Oh my gosh, that'll be amazing. That will be amazing. I'm quickly gonna take a sip of water because my throat feels like a freaking dried out, what do you call a dried out grape? What do you call that in English again? Sorry, I'm an Afrikaans boy. A dry what do you call that? Oh goodness, a raisin. That's the word I'm looking for. A raisin. See, I'm not that stupid. In any case, back to my stupidity commentating. Oh my soul. My water has made my desk a little bit wet thanks for me putting ice in it. That is not good because I've got a spare phone here and it is very wet now. Oops. Let's try this phone out. So yeah, I'll put that there. I can't believe this thing got off so much water. That's actually quite startling. So let's do that. I'm sure you guys can hear my hand wiping here. My poor PS2 has got a little bit of water on top of it. As we start lap 28. Sorry about that, guys. I'm really distracted at this stage. In any case, so Cavillion is still P2. He is not getting caught by Gamer Mark whatsoever. Gamer Mark, dude, you're supposed to have so much more pace on these mediums, and you're supposed to be matching Muhammad. Like seriously, oh my word. Oh guys, this race is really ending on a very dull notes. Ooh, that's a big moment there from Craigleton. Dude, calm down, calm down. Okay, I wish they sent me the championship standings. That would have helped me so much. But in any case, guys, we have got 6 laps to go in the Spanish GP. But honestly, I don't know who to look at because everything is the same. You just have a car running around the track. Let's go on board for the guy that's currently posted on track in the form of Muhammad. As he goes through the miles, he will stay on board for a full lap. He is actually being caught by Mugen. Wow. Okay, Mugen's on a mission to try and catch Muhammad. Oh, that's a bit of a heavy moment coming out of the second to last corner. But oh, Muhammad, what are you doing, dude? What are you doing? Did you have a crash? Did you have a crash? If you had a crash, I'm seriously gonna be like, yes, he did, because he broke his front wing. Dude, you know what? I'm just not gonna look at you anymore. I'm seriously not gonna look at you anymore because, dude, you're throwing away this race. Sorry guys, I've got nothing against it, but it's so frustrating because my money was literally on Muhammad to win this race. Like seriously, it was on Muhammad to win this race. I'm just sad. I'm disappointed. I'm sad and disappointed. I just don't. Oh my word, man. Oh my word. In any case, Jojo has just gotten himself a 3-second penalty, but he is so far ahead. That's not gonna mean anything. Let's quickly watch the race directly and see. So inside it, we've got a 3-second penalty for Muhammad, a 3-second penalty for Jojo. He's actually got a 6-second penalty. Jojo, don't throw this race away in the last few laps. Look, he's 16 seconds ahead, so he will still win with a 10-second margin, basically 17 seconds. So he will win with an 11-second margin, which is still absolutely crazy. In any case, guys, it's just like nobody has had something for Jojo. Nobody can hold a candle to him. Like seriously, it is actually astonishing. And he's just easing this car to the end. He's 1.2 seconds slower per lap than his fastest lap, than his personal best. So you really, it's just Mayan, this guy, this dude. We will meet on track one day. We will meet on track one day. I don't think I'm going to be able to hold the candle myself, but I would love to be in a battle with Jojo. I think it will be a very interesting thing to say the least about it. Guys, 4 laps to go. Well, 3.5 basically when you look at the leader. And this race started off absolutely awesome, and it's going to end so dull. So dull. Oh my word. Guys, I really expected more of this race, as actually Jojo is busy catching. You gotta be kidding me. No, man. Guys, Jojo has lapped Muhammad. He is on his way to lap Mugen. Okay, this guy has turned up to 11. How is he doing this? I mean, okay, he's got 2 penalties, fair enough. But this guy is so consistent. And guys, honestly, it's so easy to get a penalty here around Catalonia. It's not even funny. As there's 3 laps to go. How is this guy doing this? I mean, oh my goodness. I think Jacob's going to try and go for a fastest lap. I mean, because he just strapped on a brand new set of soft tires as well. Muhammad had to. Dude. You are disappointing me. As he sets a fastest lap of 1 minute 19.3. But, dude, you started on pole position. Seriously? Oh my word. Guys, oh my word. I also think it's just tiredness talking. I started a new job this weekend, this week. So I'm just also very tired. But I will always be here as a commentator for SLR. I'm loving every single second of this, guys. So I don't think I'm going to be disappearing anytime soon. That's also just one thing before we end the race. Go check out my channel as well. Fox Races. I do my own Formula 1 content, and I would really appreciate it if you guys go throw a little bit of a like and a subscribe there. It would really help me out a lot. So please, Turbo Fox Races. For those of you guys that really want it, you need to spell it exactly perfect. Otherwise, YouTube, because the channel is not popular yet, it's gonna give you a bunch of stuff about Fox body Mustangs. So how you spell it is capital letter T. URBO. underscore capital letter FOX space capital letter RACER capital letter Z, and that will be the channel. We've got we're on our way to 200 videos, on our way to 100 subscribers. So please, if you guys will be so nice to please go to my channel, watch a video, hit a like, hit a subscribe. Don't forget to ring the bell to never miss a future video, and also don't forget to subscribe to this channel. I mean, SLR League Racing. What more do you want in your life of F1 gaming? This is absolutely awesome. Be subscribed to SLR Racing. Don't be disappointed. Hashtag guarantee it. Guys, we've got less than 2 laps to go. Jojo has just passed Mugen on that lap. I mean, guys, qualifying was intense. I'm not gonna lie. Qualifying was seriously intense, but this is going to be it. Jojo has led this race since the second corner, and he has dominated every second since. He was under a little bit of pressure from, was it Craig, from Muhammad for the first 2 laps, but that's about that. And he's going to win. He's still got a 6-second penalty. Let's just quickly swatch before the race ends as we start the final lap. Quickly see. He's got, that's Muhammad's penalty. Jojo's got 1 penalty. 1 penalty. 2 penalties. Hey guys, he's only got 2 penalties, so we're gonna minus 6 seconds off of his time. So he will still win with 12 seconds. Oh my great goodness. He's gonna win with 12 seconds. I can't believe this. Jojo, dude, if you watch this video after the race, dude, hashtag props to you. You are a freaking amazing driver. Dude, you rock. You honestly rock. Cavillion, you have had a really average race, but you still got to squeeze some more pace out of it if you want to contend with Jojo. But Gamer Mark, you had a good race, bro. You started P7, was it, if I'm not mistaken, and you're gonna finish up at P3. I think it's a good day in anybody's book. Craigleton, dude, yeah, you started P3, gonna end P4. It could have been so much more bad. VTech started P5. Actually, where? Let's quickly leader. No, it's that stuff. It is position change. Let's quickly watch there. VTech, you're gonna gain 1 position. Craigleton gonna lose 1. Muhammad's gonna lose 5. You are the biggest disappointment of this race. Guys, Mugen has DNF'd. Oh, so as we just missed the finish. Guys, Jojo's gonna win the Spanish Grand Prix. A dominant performance from Jojo. Seriously, guys, I'm speechless. As we're gonna go to Gavin, he's gonna round the final corner. 3 positions gain. It's still a good race. GG's Cavillion. That's P2 for SLR Cavillion. And Gamer Mark, hashtag my driver of the day. Even with that mistake, you are still my driver of the day. I'm not somebody who likes to give it to somebody who dominated the race, guys. I think Gamer Mark deserves driver of the day for an absolutely excellent drive. P3, get in there, lad. Get in there. Guys, it says that Mugen has DNF out of this race, and I didn't even see it. Probably pushing too hard to try and catch Muhammad. And the final guy that we will have crossing the line, it will be VTech, who has gained 1 position in this race. But once again, for Toro Rosso as a team, it could have been so much more. Guys, that has been this round number 5 here at the Spanish Grand Prix for Season 7 of SLR League Racing. The music hits. Jojo, if it wasn't for Gamer Mark's you would have gotten driver of the day. But Jojo takes the win for Rich Energy Haas Racing with SLR Cavillion P2 for Red Bull, Aston Martin Red Bull Racing, Honda, and P3 it is Alfa Romeo Racing. That, yeah, Gamer Mark, first podium, boy. You deserve that, boy. You deserve that. Indeed. Oh, guys, what an absolutely astonishing race. This was awesome. It ended a little bit dull, but the qualifying and the first half was awesome. It was honestly awesome. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Why the hell did that pop up? We want to see this. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Let's quickly run through the top 9. We've got Jojo winning the Grand Prix with a 1 minute 19.9 fastest lap. Total time of 45 minutes and 12 seconds. SLR Cavillion P2, Gamer Mark P3, SLR Craigleton P4, VTech P5, Muhammad, big disappointment in P6. He takes home the fastest lap of the race, so he will get 1 extra point. Mugen is P7, even though he didn't finish the race, he takes P7. Jacob is in P8 with Whimsy Lap P9, 3 left behind in total. But that's what happens here in SLR League Racing. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much if you stayed here for the whole stream. You guys rock. I'm sure that we are going to have a very interesting rest of the season. It's only round 5. There's 21 races on the calendar. The next race we are heading to is the very treacherous Monaco GP, the most prestigious race on the Formula 1 calendar to win. So I'm sure these guys are going to be practicing for that. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for staying till the end. You guys are awesome. And I'll see y'all next weekend when we head to Monaco. Thank you for watching. Cheers!